Yesterday, out of nowhere, Anthropic did the impossible. It turned a safety-first AI company into the punchline of its own security incident, not because Claude got hacked, because Anthropic reportedly leaked a huge chunk of Claude Code itself during a software update. So no, this was not some hoodie-wearing cybercriminal breaking into the vault. This was more like Anthropic leaving the vault open and then posting the map on the door. Very efficient. Now, context. Claude Code is Anthropic's coding agent, the terminal and IDE AI tool meant to help developers read code bases, edit files, run commands, and generally behave like a junior engineer with infinite stamina and zero need for sunlight. Anthropic positions it as part of its paid stack, with Pro at $20 a month, and heavier max tiers at $100 and $200, which tells you this is not a fun side quest. This is one of the company's real money products and one of the hottest parts of AI right now, coding agents. Here's what apparently happened. According to reports, Claude Code version 0.2.1.88 shipped with a source map that exposed a readable path back to a large chunk of Anthropic's internal TypeScript codebase. People then reconstructed and shared more than 500,000 lines of code, over 512,000 lines by some reports. Anthropic says this was a packaging error, not a breach, and says no customer data, credentials, or model weights were exposed, which is obviously much better than leaking the crown jewels, but still not ideal. If your product promises, "Trust us, we're the grown-ups," accidentally shipping half the wrapper to the internet is not a great look. And yes, the wrapper matters, a lot. In modern AI products, the model is only part of the value. The real sauce is often in the orchestration layer. Prompts, tool calling, memory handling, agent loops, UX decisions, and all the weird glue code that turns smart autocomplete into, "This thing can actually refactor my mess without setting my repo on fire." Reports say the leak exposed unreleased features too, including a Tamagotchi-style coding pet and hints of an always-on agent capability. So this was not just embarrassing. It gave outsiders a pretty direct look at how Anthropic is trying to make Claude Code feel more useful than a raw model in a shell window. That matters, because Claude Code is not operating in a vacuum. This is the same market where every AI company is sprinting to own the developer workflow. Anthropic made Claude Code generally available in 2025 and has continued expanding it with background tasks, GitHub Action support, and IDE integrations. So when this leak happened, it hit right in the middle of the coding agent war, where companies are trying to convince developers and enterprises that their particular terminal goblin is the one worth trusting with production code. And trust, as it turns out, is slightly harder to sell right after you leak your own internals. Anthropic reportedly moved fast to contain the damage, including takedown efforts after copies spread across GitHub and beyond. But here's the thing about the internet. Once developers smell leaked code, it is over. The repo gets copied, forked, translated, analyzed, memed, and turned into 5 Medium posts before legal even opens Slack. So this is probably not catastrophic in the company is dead sense. Code bases evolve, features change. Today's secret sauce becomes technical debt shockingly fast. But as a reputational hit, especially for a company selling enterprise-grade reliability, this is rough. The broader takeaway for developers is actually pretty interesting. This leak makes it painfully obvious that the moat in AI coding tools is not just the base model. It is the product layer on top, the agent harness, tool integrations, memory behavior, workflow design, and all the small decisions that make one assistant feel useful and another feel like a very confident intern. And that means the market may be more copyable than the AI labs want to admit. If enough of the product experience lives in the wrapper, then leaking the wrapper is a much bigger deal than no model weights were exposed makes it sound. So, practical takeaway. Don't panic, and don't pretend this instantly kills Claude Code. It doesn't. Anthropic still has the models, the compute, the customer relationships, and the distribution. But this does show how fragile the current AI product race really is. Everyone is racing to become the default coding agent, and the difference between category leader and someone copied our workflow in a weekend may be thinner than investors would like. Smash the like and subscribe button if you want more AI news without the fake hype. Because the open question now is not whether coding agents are the future. It's whether any of these companies actually have a real moat once the workflows get cloned, the prompts get copied, and the only remaining advantage is who can burn cash the longest.